we begin in Puerto Rico, where the governor, among other leaders, announced new and improved police retirement plan, which will bring benefits to some 6,000 police officers in Puerto Rico, all of which were extremely affected by that past pension reform, which significantly reduced their retirement benefits. Our Francis Felix reports.
To give a protection to all pensioners and a better retirement to the police agents, the governor of Puerto Rico, the executive director of the retirement board, and the secretary of the Public Security Department announced a new plan of retirement that will benefit all the members of the police.
Aprobó la Ley 3 de reforma de los sistemas de retiro del gobierno de Puerto Rico.
The new improved retirement plan will benefit active police agents and those members that took retirement with at least 58 years and 30 years of service from August 3 of 2020 till the present that belong to Law 447.
We were in coordination and we met in different times looking for ways to make sure that we recognize the officers that go out every day and do conduct the security of the people of Puerto Rico. It took some time, but I think today we finally recognize the governor of Puerto Rico was always emphatic to make sure that they receive what they deserve.
The executive director of the retirement board worked together with the finance administrations and the Department of Public Security to reach an agreement and also to execute the certified fiscal plan Promesa.
It's part of the every process. We find ways or different opinions, but I think at the end of the day, like we showed today here, we recognize the PRPD, the officers, and we were able to provide them with retirement payment so they can feel more secure during that process.
As a result of those discussions with the fiscal entity, it was agreed and guaranteed to deposit in the accounts of Plan 106 about $850 million allocated over a period of 15 years.
They received 15% twice increase in their salary, and this I think is a compliment for them to. Some of them they're looking to stay because every year they will get paid more in this fund. It's like a trust fund that they will receive. So they're looking forward to stay. Some of them they will retire. We'll make plans. We'll make sure to recruit. We have 3 different academies right now, so we have to make a balance. We feel that we accomplished today. That was the governor's mission to make sure that the police officers receive their retirement payment up to 50%, and today we accomplished that.
During the press conference, Lieutenant Collazo was one of the officers who received a check. She explained what this means for her after years of fighting for better retirement conditions. This is very important. I have been 35 years working for the Puerto Rico Police. I could have retired 5 years ago and I have to stay, waiting for better retirement conditions. And that's what happened after a hard fight of the organization that represents me, the Puerto Rico Police Association. And finally, after a lot of effort, sacrifice, and protest, finally there's a light at the end of the tunnel. And we have this benefit that will improve my retirement conditions when I'm retired in half a year. With this new plan of retirement is expected to make justice to the police agents. During the press conference, the administration gave checks with the retirement payment to ex-retired and police agents. Reporting from La Fortaleza, Puerto Rico, Francis Felix.
All right, thanks so much, Francis. In the meantime, a Martinique woman is set to receive a high honor at the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences 13th Annual Governor's Award Ceremony in Los Angeles this November. Iconic filmmaker Uzan Palsi, most known for her work directing Rue Cases Negres in 1983, which won 17 international awards, will receive the prestigious honorary award in tribute to her entire career and impact as a trailblazer in the film history. Palsi is the first Black woman to have directed a major Hollywood studio film, with the movie A Dry White Season starring Marlon Brando, Donald Sutherland, and Susan Sarandon. Congratulations to her. Well, meantime, people traveling to Trinidad and Tobago will not be required to show proof of negative COVID-19 tests to enter the Twin Island Republic starting in July. The island's health minister, Terrence Danglish, speaking at a COVID press briefing, said the Minister of Finance and Acting Prime Minister Colm Imbert had given him permission to notify the public of the change. The Ministry of Tourism, Culture, and Arts, in a statement, welcomed the removal of the COVID testing requirement, saying it is expected to result in quicker processing times at ports of entry and contribute greatly to the recovery of the tourism sector. In March of 2020, the government closed borders to travelers entering and leaving the country as one of its measures to help curb the spread of COVID-19. The borders reopened on July 17th of 2021 to nationals and vaccinated non-nationals who were required to show proof of a negative test less than 24 hours old.
I have been authorized by the Acting Prime Minister, the Honorable Colm Imbert, to announce that the requirement for persons entering Trinidad and Tobago, anyone, for a negative PCR and or antigen test will be no longer required. So that is one announcement I can make today.
In the meantime, the health minister said the cabinet has agreed to proclaim monkeypox a dangerous infectious disease under Section 103 of the Public Health Ordinance with immediate effect. Well, switching gears now, Guyana's President Irfan Ali has pleaded for calm and patience amid violent protests over the death of a young man at the hands of police. Residents on the East Coast on Tuesday blocked the main road with burning tires, wooden structures, among other items, as they demand that charges be laid against that police officer responsible for the death of 23-year-old Quinton Bacchus, who was shot several times on June 10th. Vehicles have also been burned and market stalls have been robbed and destroyed. Residents allege the officer who killed the boy had been released, although officials insist that this is not the case. President Ali said that a second officer was also taken into custody, and he has called on residents to be patient as the police complaints authority works to conclude a report.
So there is no basis for the type of action on the road that we're seeing now. The report will be presented on Monday and be available for the public, for the news, to inquire factually what the report states. So I'm asking residents to please go home, to please clear the roadways, and to please allow the system to work. All of us want justice. All of us want fairness. But we cannot base our action on misleading information.